Anna, and welcome to your Restorative Rest practice. Today's Restorative Rest practice is for the hips. We're going to get into the hips by opening them, by being gentle with them, and just getting into an area of the body that sometimes holds a lot of memory. Sometimes for people holds a little bit of tightness and pain. So we are going to gently ease ourselves into one of the largest joints of the body. So we'll begin today by lying on the ground on your mat. If you have something that you'd like to roll, either a towel or a blanket, or if you have a bolster, you could place it underneath your knees to give your lower back a little bit of a rest. Otherwise, if your back is feeling okay today, you could just lay all the way on the ground here. Feet hip width distance apart. One hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Take a nice deep inhalation into the nose and exhale out the mouth. Just allowing the breath to be audible. Drawing in a quality of the breath that is relaxed and free. Audible breath. Notice the belly filling up the hand here. First the belly, hand, and then the chest. And then on the exhale, releasing. Then comes back down towards the floor at the heart, and then belly moves back down towards the floor, belly button towards the back of the floor. With the eyes closed here, if they're not closed already, just thinking of the quality you'd like to bring to your practice today. Maybe one quality. First word that came to me is ease. So again, inhaling into the nose. Whatever the word or quality, the positive quality you'd like to bring to your practice today, just think about how you can bring that to your being or set that intention into your being today. Open up the hands so that the palms are facing up towards the sky. We're going to point the toes here. Bring the feet together and inhale the arms up over the head, interlacing the fingers here. Take a nice deep inhalation in. Maybe you'll even yawn out. Releasing the breath. As the index finger is pointed on, all the rest of the fingers are interlaced. Deep inhalation, breathing into the belly. Releasing the muscles of the face, the muscles of the jaw. And notice, can you take up more space on your mat? Maybe inch by inch, move your heels down a little further off the mat. And then elongate as if you have a big giant pulling to the opposite direction. In length and elongating out of this point. And then slowly bring the heels, inch the heels with the feet together over towards the right side of your mat. So you really begin to feel this in your left hip by bringing both feet with the toes pointed to the right corner of the mat. A nice deep breath into the left hip. Beautiful. Inhaling here. And exhale, release at the mouth. And then on your next inhalation, walk the fingertips towards the right corner of the mat. You might even inch your shoulders over towards the right corner of the mat. So you're making a big banana shape as both the hands and the feet together are at the right corners of the mat, and that left hip is out there in space, so on the left side of the mat. Really breathing into the left side of that hip as we elongate the breath. Notice how as you breathe into the left hip, You can really open up and create some space all throughout the left lower back of the left intercostal muscles under the left arm. And even see if you might be able to move the head, draw the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Deep inhalation. And if you'd like a little bit more here, you can crisscross the left foot over the right ankle to really get into that left hip. One more breath here. Beautiful. And interlace the left heel. Walk the head back to the center of the mat, hands back to the center of the mat, excuse me, and then walking the feet back to the center of the mat. Release the arms down and just notice that opening on the whole left side of the body. Okay, great. On the inhale, the arms up above the head, interlacing the opposite thumb on top this time. So if your left thumb was on the top this time, interlacing the right thumb on the top or vice versa. Elongate that pointer, the two pointer fingers so that they reach up above the head. Again, lengthen the feet a few inches off the mat if possible, or toes pointing down towards the bottom of the mat. Elongate the head, giant pulling you one long line, and then walking both of the feet over towards the left corner of the mat. Or if you have two left feet, moving both feet to the left corner of the mat. Breathe into that right hip. And then moving the shoulders and the head, walking the shoulders to the left corner of the mat. A big right side opening. Breathing into the hips. Right hip in particular. See if you can press both edges of the pelvis, the hip bones, into the floor so that the right hip isn't peeling up off of the floor, but evenness. To breathe into that right hip flexor. Just cross the right toe over, right heel over the left ankle. Deep inhalation. Especially if you've been experiencing any tension or stress this week, really breathe into the underarm, breathe into the back of the heart. And allowing this ease and grace to come into the breath, move into the body. See how can you invite this quality that you are bringing into your practice today. How can you physicalize or make it your own? One more deep inhalation, deep into the pelvic girdle. Breathe up the right hip, right side of the back, under the intercostals, into the right armpit. Exhale out the mouth, releasing that right foot, uncrossing, bringing the toes back to the center of the mat, and then walking the hands back to the center of the mat. Exhale, palms open, back down to the sides. And inviting the right knee to come up towards the chest, interlacing the fingers. See if you can slow down the breath. Inhale, opening the hip up towards the right side. Allowing the right thigh to open. The shin supported by the right hand to open. Place the left hand on top of the left thigh, opening up that left hip at the same time as we're allowing the right hip to peel up. You take some hip circles here, so moving the hip up and inward in one direction, inviting the knee to the hand on the kneecap, really slow. So make these circles. Circles in one direction. So you coordinate your breath and your movement. Knee comes back to center, switching the direction. In, up towards, and out. Get some clicks, not crackle pops in the hip joint. But you know you're doing something really good for yourself as we create movement in the largest joint of the body, inviting synovial fluid, inviting the fluid of mobility, which only appears in the body through increasing our oxygen, increasing our breath, and increasing our movement. And then on the exhale, open up the left toe when the knee comes out to the right side. Open up the left toe towards the left side of your mat. You might move that blanket that was underneath your knees to supporting it underneath your right leg. Or you could grab a blanket or grab a hold of the top of your pants, holding the right leg in space, or if you have the flexibility, you can grab a hold of the right big toe. You're really into your hip opening right now. And placing that left hand on top of the left leg. Nice deep breath here. You got this. Deep breath into the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, bending that right knee, bringing it back to center. I'm going to crisscross the right knee over, right hip over to the left side of the body. Opening up the right hand and to the T position. Left hand comes supporting the left thigh. And this time lifting the right hip off of the ground, allowing the left knee to move down towards the left side of the right knee to move down towards the left side of the mat. And at the same time, keeping that right shoulder on the ground. And most importantly, you know you've come too far when the right shoulder peels off the ground. So keeping the back of the right hand, right elbow. Breathe into the belly. Deep exhalation, release. And bring the knee back to center. Fantastic. Opening and releasing the right leg to the ground and noticing the difference between the right side of the hip and the left side of the hip. Grounding that right heel into the ground. Exhale, drawing, bending that left knee. Grabbing hold of the left shin. Drawing the left. Compressing the left thigh. Deep exhalation. Inviting that ease into your movement. And on the exhale, open, peeling the left knee, open, out and around. So you take some big hip circles, knee circles here. See if you can coordinate your breath and your movement. So as you open, inhale, release the knee comes back towards the body. Inhale as you open, maybe experiment, exhale, pressing the breath out of the body as you move around. One more time here. At your own pace. And then switch direction. Move to this midline of the body. And we're back. Keeping the presence in that left hip. Closing your eyes. Allowing yourself to be deep into this hip curl. And then when the knee opens out to the left side, elongating the left leg, supporting yourself underneath the left thigh, perhaps the left calf. Placing the right hand on top of the right thigh. Grabbing a hold of the hands, bringing the towel to support the leg, a little sling, or perhaps you can inch your fingers up the back of your calf, grabbing onto your left big toe. Deep inhalation, release the breath out of the mouth. Fantastic. One more breath like that. Opening the right arm out to the right side. Draw the left knee into the center of the body, midline of the body. And then open the left arm, both arms out to a T position. Right hand grabs a hold of the left knee as you draw the left knee over to the right side of the body. A little twist here. And again, keeping that left shoulder on the ground, palm raised up towards the ground, and inviting that right hip. Feeling that stretch, moving from the lower back all the way around the glutes. Into the back side of both of the hips. Allowing that left shoulder to press into the ground as the right knee simultaneously, left knee simultaneously moves, opening up the back side of the left hip. Deep breath into the lower belly. So, one more breath here. And then release back to center. Both arms open up wide. Bring both knees up into the chest. Releasing the lower back. You can rock back and forth on the lower back. Pressing, massaging the back on the ground. Grateful for this time that we have together. Grateful for this moment that you've taken to be at ease in your body. Opening up your gorgeous hips. And then you can place your hands behind your legs. And you might rock and roll back and forth up a few times, rocking up and down the spine. You might feel silly doing this, or you might just ease your way up to seating position. Beautiful. I'll move the right leg back into a nice hip opener into your pigeon pose. So left knee forward, pressing the right toe into the floor. Chest comes up to the sky. Deep inhalation. Rotate the shoulders up and down and back. And then on the exhale, drawing the upper body towards the floor. Really getting into this left hip here. You place your hands over the head if you like. Noticing and inviting this quality of ease, not to only be here with you on the mat right now, but see or notice if you have something particular happening in the day later on, something planned. You notice what would that be like mentally to bring that quality of ease or that quality or intention that you set for yourself in the beginning of your practice into the rest of your day or into that particular opportunity. And on the exhale, walking the hands up. Pressing the shoulders up and down and back. Breathing into your beautiful heart. Tucking the right toe under. Draw the left leg back. into plank, and then draw the right knee up. Or in whatever way you can get there that's easy for you and for your gorgeous hip opening here. Right knee into pigeon pose, left toe onto the floor. Walking the hands back towards the knee. Breathing into the lower back, evening off these hips here. And on the exhale, releasing the torso down towards the floor. But widening the elbows so that you can have lots of space for the upper body. Breathing into the underside of the back of the right hip here. Notice if the breath stops, can you invite, or if the breath shortens, can you invite that luscious quality of breath back into the body. Maybe even sighing out of the mouth here. And invite you on your next side to just let your sound release. Oh, whatever that sounds like. That's the beauty of that home practice, that no one there to judge you, except for maybe your house plants. And your dog might look over at you for a second. Okay, and then on the exhalation, walk your hands back up. Actually, your house plants won't be judging you, they'll be happy for the extra oxygen that you're giving them. Okay, inhale, rotate the shoulders up and down and back. Beautiful. Evening off the hips here, and in whatever way you like, rotating, bringing that left foot around to a seated position, whatever's a comfortable seated position for you. As we end our practice here, just inhaling the arms up above the head. Drawing this energy back to your heart, back to yourself. Pressing both palms together, closing the eyes gently. Thank you for taking this time for yourself, for choosing to join me. Thank you to the African American Arts and Culture Complex for creating this healing trail and space. Drawing the chin down towards the chest, breathing into the back of the neck. And placing both of your hands into the corners of your hips. And with the palms pressing into the thighs, just thanking your hips for taking the time and opening up the space. Hands back to the heart center. Namaste and Ashe. If you found benefits from this practice, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. See you next time.